Hello guys, my name is Nicole. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I will be talking about the 50 books I read in 2023, and I'm just going to give you some opinions about them, how many stars I rate them out of. So I'm going to be rating them out of 5 stars. Now this is a little bit different to my usual video, so if you are not into books or you don't want to hear me blab on about books, then feel free to click out of this week's video, and if you want to come back another day, that'd be amazing. But today I'll be talking about what I read in 2023. Now I was like umming and humming about doing this video because I feel like I don't talk about books enough on here, because I'm always like, do I not? I've always been hesitant, but I have thought about it and I've gone, books are such a big part of my life. I read books daily. I'm sorry about the noise. So I definitely wanted to share my love of books with you guys, because that is me, that's a huge part of me. So I definitely want to share with you guys some of my thoughts, so let's do it. Woo. Oh my gosh. Oh no, I really don't like it when I drop my books. These are now not going to be in order. They were in order, they're not going to be in order. I did a TikTok video of me showing all the books that I read in 2023. So if you want to watch that in a quicker version and in the right order, you can. So my books are now not going to be in order, but either way, I want to talk to you about them and my true thoughts about them. And I'm going to try and be quick because these are 50 books, so I don't want to ramble on about them too much. I'm just going to talk about the title. I'm just going to say how many stars I rate them and whether I think it's good and it's bad, or if I struggled through it, okay? So let's start with number 1. This one is called Tower of Dawn. From memory, now here's the thing, I gotta remember. This is a pretty good read. I really like Sarah J. Maas books, and this one was really good from memory. The next one I read was straight after her, because I was just kind of in the transition of finishing off her series, which is, I think, is this one A Court of Glass or something? Can't remember. Oh, A Throne of Glass novel series. This is the last one to that series, which is called Kingdom of Ash. I think this one I kind of struggled with. It was quite a bit of a long one. I just remember, I think because it was just like the last book to wrap up the series, I just kind of struggled with it a little bit. Nonetheless, I think it was really good. I want to give this one a 4 out of 5 star. And I think I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5 star because I kind of struggled with it. Next one, we're going to get into some Holly Black books. And I started off by reading the story called The Cruel Prince. I actually found this one really tricky to read, if I'm going to be honest. I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5 star. I don't know if I recommend this book to you guys. I just struggled with it, which then brings me to the next one, The Wicked King. I started to kind of pick up on it a little bit more, but I really found this really hard to get into, purely because the setting of the scene was a bit tricky for me to follow. And yes, I want to give this one a 3 out of 5. It was okay, but then definitely the last one is where it kicked off for me, which was called The Queen of Nothing, and this I really did start to enjoy. So I would say this one is a 4 out of 5. Next, I finished the 3rd book out of this series. I read them in the previous year before, so in 2022, but this one was called The Final Offer by Lauren Asher, and this is part of the Dreamland Billionaires series. I loved this one. I will definitely give this one a 5 out of 5 star. I love her books. They're just so good. Love it. Next, we have Gallant. This one was a really quick read and it was quite good. I really liked it. It just felt a little bit like mysterious. I would say it's a little bit of a thriller. I want to say it's a thriller. It is about a haunting. I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 5 star. I just really liked it. So that's just me. This book, The Song of Achilles. I did not like this book. I am going to be honest. I was very disappointed by it. I don't know what it was. I was very excited for this one because there was such a big hype about it. And I think when there's a hype about it, you kind of go into reading books with a bit of more of an expectation. And I think it just didn't meet mine. So I'm going to give this one a 2 out of 5 because I was in struggle town with this one. And that's just me being honest. don't hate me. This one is Twisted Love by Anna Hung. I think that's how it's said. Loved. I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Not quite a 5 out of 5. It was pretty good. Then we have The Twisted Games. I'm going to say 4 out of 5. And then we had Twisted Hate. This is where I start to kind of get a little bit of the same kind of vibes. Like, well, I guess the theme is the same, but I was starting to get a little bit like, a little bit over it, I want to say. I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5. It just kind of didn't hype me up as much as the other ones. Now, this book, They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera, I struggled with big time. I did not like this story very much. Initially I did, and then when I went through it, I didn't really like it. I want to give it a 2 out of 5. I just didn't like it, which then, I don't know why, but then I continued to read the other one, The First to Die at the End, and I'm going to give this a 1 out of 5. These two books were my least favourite books of 2023, and I tried to give it another chance by going to the second one, and I didn't like it. So I gave it a go with the first book, and the second one just didn't do it for me. Sometimes books just don't kind of mesh well with the reader, and that's just everyone else's, you know, opinion. Everyone has something that they connect to really well, and sometimes they have something that they don't connect to. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I liked this one. I want to give this a 4 out of 5. I read this one pretty quickly. I loved it. And then I quickly followed this by the story called Verity by Colleen Hoover. I don't have this one with me today because I've lent it to someone. 5 out of 5. That one is definitely worth the hype. I've talked about hype and, you know, having this expectations. That one met my expectations. I think this is the next pile. My pile's a little bit out of whack. I had them all neatly, you know, behind me, and then it kind of all fell apart. That's fine. I will say, I also have this one, which is Twisted Lies. This is, again, another book in that Anna Hung series. I want to say this one was pretty good. 4 out of 5. The next one is November 9 by Colleen Hoover. Love. 5 out of 5. This one was really, really good. Then I read One of Us Is Next. I think this is not in order. I think it goes One of Us Is Lying. Pretty good. I think this one was pretty good. I want to say this one was like a 4 out of 5. The first one was a good one, and then they start to kind of, again, fizzle out. And then I read One of Us Is Next. I want to say this is like a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. Different characters, I believe, from memory. Then I read Layla by Colleen Hoover. Oh my gosh, this one really messed with my head. But this one was really, really good as well. I want to say this is a 4 out of 5. Had to think a lot about this one. Then Two Can Keep a Secret. 3 out of 5. And this one was also pretty good. Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. Yeah, 5 out of 5. Colleen Hoover is a really great author. She's definitely one of my favourite authors. She just has something that's just so easy to read, and you just get so compelled into a world. I love this one. This one was really, really beautiful. So very, very sad, but beautiful. If He Had Been With Me. Also a really good read. A little bit overhyped, I think. Now you get a really awkward angle of me. My camera, again, it died. This has happened so much. I just think I need to not use this one for longer videos. Also just quick vlogging. So I apologize for that. I'm still here. I'm still filming. You're just not getting the great quality that you just had. I'm going to keep going. We're almost there, guys. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Red Queen. 4 out of 5. Pretty good. Glass Sword. I want to say 3 out of 5. Started to fizzle out for me a little bit. Icebreaker. This one was pretty good. Again, a bit of a hype. I want to give it a 3 out of 5 because I kind of felt meh about it. It was still a pretty good read. I would still recommend it to read it, but it's not the wow that everyone kind of talked about for me anyway. I think once you read a lot of books as well, you kind of go, I've kind of heard this narrative before, which is fine, but yeah. This is the other book, Colleen Hoover and All You're Perfect. This one was really good as well. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. Then I came back to read King's Cage. I really started to struggle reading the rest of her books, and Warstorm. I want to give them both a 2 out of 5. I just got really over these two and I wanted to stick through it and finish the series because that's something I do as a reader. I'm like, I'm not going to stop here. I'm going to read the whole thing. Once I commit to a series, I go out. And I really started to find these difficult. So this series overall for me was just not for me. I was talking once to a friend and she was like, this is just not what she thought. She's like, this was just over the hype. And yeah, and I was like, well, I'm gonna give it a go, no way. And I found the same thing. So Too Late by Colleen Hoover. This one was really good. Just gave it about 3 over 5. It wasn't like the best of her books, but it was still overall pretty good read. All right, we're almost there, guys. And like I said, this is so not in the order that it should be in, which is fine. I've realized I've done it upside down. My goodness, I could really have my own library. All right, next we're going to go into another series. This one is called A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. 5 out of 5. Really liked it. I got into it so much. Good Girl, Bad Blood. 4 out of 5. Started to kind of fizzle down with the plot of like the series. It does continue. Then we have As Good as Dead. Yep, again, pretty good. Again, started to fizzle out. I want to give this one like a 3 out of 5 because by this point with this series, I really kind of was like, with it, let's just wrap it up kind of thing. And then we have Killjoy. I'm going to give this one a 1 out of 5. What the heck was this? I don't know. Do not recommend that one. And then we have Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. 5 out of 5. Highly recommend. Oh, so good. Then we continue with this story by Karen McManus. The Cousins, pretty good. Her stories are really good because I believe, unless 2 books from memory kind of connected, they are all different a little bit from each other with different characters and different areas. This one was pretty good. I want to say this one's a 4 out of 5. Then, of course, we had to read 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. I'm sure you have seen this if you are in part of the reading community. This did make me cry. 5 out of 5. Really brought in the waterworks. I didn't think it would, but it did. Then we have You'll Be the Death of Me, 4 out of 5. Then we have If We Ever Meet Again by Anna Hung. I think I'm saying her name right. I'm sorry if I haven't said her name correctly. This one was okay. I want to give it like a 3 out of... No, this one was good. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5, sorry. Then we have Nothing More to Tell. This, I believe, 4 out of 5. Then we have this one, If the Sun Never Sets, 4 out of 5. Really good. Continued with the storyline of the same kind of characters. Then I started this series by Krista and Becca Ritchie. 2 authors wrote this one, which I found very interesting. Addicted to You. I'm currently reading this series, and I'm going to be honest, the first book was really good, but I kind of then struggled to read the next few. But then once the characters started shifting, like we have the same characters, so we started looking at different character perspectives in books, I started to enjoy it a little bit more. But I'll talk about that in a second because I'll come back to it. Then we have If Love Had a Price. Different characters kind of in the same world. They know each other, but we're starting to see a different character perspective. Different characters I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to make this quick and I think I'm making it worse myself. Either way, 3 out of 5 for that one. This is what we continued with this series, which is Ricochet. This is where I really struggled. I'm going to give this one a 2 out of 5. I was really over reading the plot kind of again, if that makes sense. That's how I took it anyway. Then we have If We Were Perfect, 3 out of 5. I found this one a little bit dry for me personally. Then we follow again Addicted for Now. This is where I really struggled with this one. So These 3 books follow the same character, and then we move on to this one, which is called Kiss the Sky, which is about a different sister. And this is where it started to get a little bit good again, because this was a good start. I didn't mind this one. Then I started to feel really dry. I was like, this is getting really kind of boring. And then this one I really struggled with. I really slowed down with that one. This one was pretty good, and I'm currently reading the next one in that series. We have The Silent Patient, 5 out of 5. Great read, great thriller. The plot, amazing. Then I read this one, Wreck the Holes by Tessa Bailey. I had to. Christmas, Tessa Bailey, she's kind of hitting, she's hitting all the things at the moment. However, cliche storyline, I struggled with this one. If I'm going to be 100% honest, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. Struggled. But that is it. Oh, I do have one book. I think it's called The Housemate. And this one's called The Housemaid's Secret by Freda McFadden. This is the second book, which I have not yet read. But the first one, which is in the blue cover, I have read. Amazing. Highly, highly recommend. I don't have it because as soon as I finished it on New Year's Eve, I went straight to my mum the next day. I'm like, you have to read this. And it's going to go to my sister and so on, because it was amazing. Such a great, great read. I love books that you literally are infatuated with and you can't put down. That is my favorite book of the year. And I don't have it with me because I was like, you have to read it to the next person. I had to get to someone else because like, you have to share the same appreciation that I have. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop this right here because it's been a very long video. I have to put these books back on my shelf. But thank you so much for listening to me ramble. Please let me know if you like this video, if you want more kind of book videos, or if you're just kind of like, Nicole, that was boring. You are allowed to say your opinion because it actually helps me then figure out what to do next. But anyway, guys, happy 2024. I hope you're all having a great start to the year, and I'll see you soon with some other different videos.